I just think that's awesome. One of the questions that I get to when we get to like real estate is supporters versus the doubters. Did you have a lot of people doubting you through this process? Did you have a lot of people supporting you through that transition?
That's a great question. I think I think I had a lot of supporters, but I will say when I, had left the job at UBS, I will say my constant is my mom. She is always like so supportive, raving fan, Cameron Mitchell term, raving fan. She's amazing. But so when I left there, I'm sure she, in the back of her mind, she didn't want to project that fear, but she was probably like, "Oh shit, like what? Are you trying to do that?" But she does joke. She's always like, "You're my youngest. You're the one I've like never really had to worry about." Like,
Yeah.
you
Usually
go,
the youngest ones are the most independent. So I'm the middle child, but usually the youngest are left to survive on their own.
yeah, 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 a little scrappy. But I will say when I got my real estate license, though, I'm sure some of my friends were like, here she goes again, starting a new path. But I do feel so lucky that I have, again, just have had wonderful friends and family that just are like, heck yeah, like, let's go. But just like with anything, your friends and family, though, when you're starting out as a newbie, you're like, I had my early on, I remember to this day, I was just talking to him, a client. He worked for Cameron Mitchell. He now owns a landscaping company, which I'm like, heck yeah. It's so awesome to see him like just thriving. But he was one of my first clients, and I remember I was like, oh my gosh, the contract, like when you get out of school and then you're like doing it and you're like, oh gosh, someone come help me. So
Yeah.
no, he laughs because I've helped him like buy and sell like multiple times now.
Yeah.
But again, he was from Cameron Mitchell, like, and I've had so many clients from my years of working there, and
Yeah.
you're like, or even guests that would come in. So it's like, I always tell people, everyone wants to get from like A to F or like really quickly, or they
Yeah.
maybe see me now, but I'm like, no, there was a time where I literally had like negative funds in my account, and it was really scary. And I didn't know how I was going to pay rent that month.
Yeah.
So it's like I did sacrifice, and I've always been, just really high risk averse. I have a like very strong faith, and so I always believe like God has got me. If I am clear on like and am good, well intended, like He'll always take care of me, and He has. And definitely there was a lot of painful years, and even I didn't get married later in life, and for the longest time I'm like, oh my gosh, am I just like too picky? Like, but I swear I was like, I just never wanted to settle in all
Yeah.
areas of my life, of who I surround myself with, of who I pick as a partner, of what career, like, is it firing me up every day? And I feel like so blessed because I had, not the easiest journey, but when people see you at a certain point, maybe on Instagram, or they're like, damn, like that, it probably make it look easy, but I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't bruises and a lot of like mistakes and investments that were not
Yeah.
a great return. And so I mean, now that I have a family, like, yes, my risk tolerance is different, but at
Sure.
this you're like, it's not just single Felicia anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're impacting a lot of
Yeah.
people with your choices. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that's part of why I wanted to do this type of podcast was because one, I personally just got tired of seeing top agent this, top agent that, top agent this, and we're all top agents, right? Like define a top agent. But anyways, it's the journey, right? Most people don't
Yeah.
understand what people went through to get to this point. Some people it's been a little bit easier. Some people it's been a little bit harder, right? But to me, it's the journey that matters. The highs, the lows, we all go through it. There was a point, in my career, I had like $700 in my account. I was like, same thing. Like, and I've been in commission-based business since I graduated. And I was like, well, I guess I'm banking on myself and my own work ethic, right, to get through, this. And we all go through those things, right? It's what makes us become, the agents that we are and wherever we want to get to. And I tell agents all the time, people look at our team size and the production that we're doing, but they don't see year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. They only see year 10, year 11, right? And